All right. Hey, Zach, I am thrilled that we get to be in this space together. Zach, we've been able to really go through a journey together through our coaching experiences. And I want to just give you a chance to share a little bit about your journey, share a little bit about your story, uh, so we can celebrate what it is that you've been creating and our work together. So let's start this off here with any great story. I would love to understand what was life like for you before we met. What were some of the challenges you were going through? What was your life like?
Yeah, so about 6 to 8 months ago, my life was in a place of how I would just characterize it as stuck, feeling really, really stuck. Um, I was experiencing uncertainty around my business, and I didn't know which direction that I wanted to go. Had a lot of fear. I was feeling a lot of confusion and a lot of pain because I love to be in a space of flow and clarity and to be able to move forward and to know what I'm going for. And I wasn't in that space. So it was frustrating and it was scary and it was sad for me.
Yeah, as you're saying that there, I get curious about where are some of the places that you had gone to try and like bring yourself out of that place of frustration and sadness and confusion.
Um, I think oftentimes my go-to is to be harder on myself. Like, you just got to figure this out. You got to make this happen. Really upping the pressure on me, and that almost almost never works. And I had also gone to I had reached out for support from other coaches, other peers, other people in my life who I respect, who are like mentor figures. And a lot of it was this desire to, almost have someone tell me what to do. When I get into a stuck space like that, I often just want like, I want someone to tell me what to do. I want someone to figure this out for me versus taking the time to really dive into what's going on and what it is I actually want and being able to separate the noise from the true message.
So tell me a little bit more then, Zach, about like where you were, what led us to what led you next on your journey.
Um, so I was experiencing a lack of creativity and a lack of play in my space, in my business. Um, I wasn't inspired. I wasn't inspired. I felt bogged down by all of the tasks that were being asked of me to run a business, and I was frankly exhausted. It was really tiring. Um, you had said something early on in our coaching experience. You had said something like, I think you're tolerating too much. I think you're tolerating way too much," meaning that I hadn't raised the bar around the kind of clients that I should be working with, who I really want to work with. And that stuck with me in a big way, because that was present for me. Um, and and so not being inspired, not having that passion, not feeling the creative flow was just contributing to an experience of of not enjoying the process of the business, uh, and 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 doubting the whole thing. Doubting doubting what I was capable of, doubting where I'm going, all of that stuff.
So tell me a little bit now then, like I'm following you. I'm feeling that those I've been there myself. I've been there myself, and I'm curious here. Tell me a little bit about how things are for you now.
Yeah. Um, well, one of the biggest pieces is that I'm playing in my life more. We've had play be a central part of this conversation because of its importance in my life, and I, during that time where I was struggling, I wasn't playing. I wasn't enjoying myself. I wasn't in that flow, that space where I really thrive. And so through the work that we've done, I've really started to invest time and energy in playing. And along with that comes a deeper connection to my creativity, which had been lost. Um, I, I serve mostly creative people. And so there was some irony in the fact that I was struggling with my own creativity, and yet that was the work that I was doing. So it felt inauthentic. It felt challenging. And yeah,
So thank you, Zach. It's interesting as we go on here. I find myself curious. I'm following your journey. So you were in a place where you were feeling frustrated, you're feeling stuck here. And if I'm getting this right, there's a part of you that was keeping out some of your own like natural strengths, the elements of play, the elements of creativity. And so
yeah,
you were going on and you were doing all the things that people said needed to get done, but you were getting bogged down in your own business, taking care of all those tasks, right?
yeah,
Then we came together, we met, we started to pull out different insights and show different paths and avenues, from the elements of like, are you tolerating too much, to how can we bring back play as a piece to allow
mm,
you to go forth into the world. Let me ask you, do you have like a memory or one moment where you actually remember, like, it may not have been in our conversations, but it would have been like out in the world where you were able to see like, oh, this is the impact of of some of the work that I've been doing with Niiamah.
mm. Yeah. I need a moment. I'm thinking about that. I don't know if there was one turning point. You know what? Yeah, actually, there was an important piece. It happened really recently for me. You had said something like, "Zach, coach, it's a four-letter word," and what that brought to me was this awareness that what I want to do in the world can be a lot larger than coaching. That the possibilities, the pool is much bigger. And that spirit of adventure and that spirit of play and possibility and experimentation um, was really rejuvenating. It's like, okay, I don't have to think of this as fitting into a certain box. I get to make the world. I get to make the box as my own.
That's really important. And I just, when you said it, our connection broke up just slightly. You said something is a four-letter word, or you had said to me, and then it cut out. So I was wondering, would you mind saying that again, just so I could actually hear it?
Yeah, you had said to me that coaching is a four-letter word
Mm.
for me, and that was true. It's like, yeah, this is it had become an obligation. It had become a space that wasn't rejuvenating or exciting or passionate.
Yeah. So take me to now, like where are some of the ways that you've been playing now? What are some of the ways that you've been created out in your world? Like, tell me some of the things that, yeah, just some of the things that you might just be enjoying right now. I'm really curious.
Yeah, sure. Um, One of the things that I'm doing on a regular basis now, a couple times a week, is making art. And I haven't been consistent with making art in a long time, and just coming back to that space, and just messing around and playing with the art making process has been really stimulating and joyful for me. It's been awesome. Another thing that I've been doing is I have a really giant yoga ball, and it's, you know, it's like comes up to middle of my chest, and I've been taking that out into the front yard of our neighborhood and just tumbling with it, doing tumble play. So it's kind of like parkour meets gymnastics with this giant ball. And you know, neighbors will stare and walk by and comment, and it's just a fun way to interact with my space, with my yard, but also with my community. It's been a blast to do that. I also have been dancing more regularly, and just setting aside time to dance with myself and just be able to express that way. A lot of joy there. And I'm playing games with people and joining communities of people who are playing online during the pandemic, and just connecting with people and having fun, not taking stuff so seriously in those spaces. It's been marvelous.
Fantastic here. Thank you, Zach. You know, I'm curious about something here. Like throughout our time working together, I'd be curious, how did the way that I showed up as a coach serve you?
Yeah. So every time that we talked, you showed up in a way where I left the conversation feeling more positive and more connected. You have this encouraging energy about you that that is contagious, and that it was impossible to leave a conversation being in the same spot where I started. So that was a really powerful piece. Another thing that was helpful for me was you weren't afraid to share your authentic and vulnerable self. You're willing to talk about your process. You're willing to talk about where you've been and what's happening in your life at times, because you are being a human being. And breaking that power dynamic down a little bit was really helpful. It helped me trust you. It helped me see that, all right, Niiamah's also going through his own process and his own journey. And it was just beautiful to hear that and to share that with you.
Hey, I want to say thank you, Zach. It's wonderful to hear that. Because there are a lot of times when it comes to this game that we don't always know how we're playing. And my thing is just to be as real along the way as I can. I think as we go here, let's just see here. If we're gonna, what's something that, like, if you had to put this together for yourself in like a minute or two here, what's something that either that you wish you had known beforehand, or something that really like encapsulates your journey right here? Basically, let me put it another way, Zach. If you had a message, you had any message that you'd love to share with anyone that was watching this here, and if this ended up being its own standalone message, right? It could be about working with me. It could be about you and your message in the world. I'd love to just create a little bit of space for that here, for us to be talk directly to someone.
Cool. The message that I want to say is Niiamah, you are extraordinarily good at bringing people to their passions and bringing people back to the place that has always been there, but they forget about. And along with the passions, you have this gift for bringing up possibility in people, being able to say, all right, like, what might be possible if you are passionate about this, if this is where your heart really lies, what would be what would be an incredible thing that you could accomplish here? So there's this way that you push people, that you call people forward into that place of passion and excitement. And that's been incredibly beneficial.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for, I'd love to acknowledge you as we wrap this up here. I am dedicated to championing the leaders who are shaping the next era of humanity. That's what I do.
Hmm.
And I want to just say, like, since the first time we had talked and seen where you are now too, like, you have been someone who has a gift to offer here. And I want to acknowledge you for being someone who's doing the work on yourself to be able to allow that gift out into the world, from creating massive play structures for adults to be able to actually tap back in to play and creativity for themselves, to bringing that into your work as a coach. I see the game that you're playing, and it's something here that, honestly, the more of that comes out into the world, I feel the better off we'll be. So thank you for taking the time to share your story. Thank you for taking the time to share your insights, and thank you for doing the work to be the leader who will continue to shape what comes next for us all. I really appreciate you, and I acknowledge you.
Thank you, Niiamah. I received that. And I really appreciate your support in our journey together. Thank you.
Heyo, Niiamah here. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and then go ahead and leave one of your insights from today's video in the comments below. If you're looking to take this deeper, you can go and watch another video, or you can go to niiamah.com/tribe to get exclusive invitation to our tribe member only events. I'll see you soon.